Morning to all of you. Last class we had completed one chapter of database. I hope you all have seen that video and the exercise you must have completed. You must have written in your classwork copy. So next chapter we are going to start with how we can create tables. That is chapter number 11. Let me see that chapter, what it is. That chapter's video. The theory part can be discussed in class also, but now I'll be discussing how to create the data and using tables. Okay, so this is chapter number 11, creating and then using those tables. So how it can be done? Simply in the search box, if you have installed this Microsoft Access, then okay. If you don't have Microsoft Access, then no issue. You can download Open Office Base, which is an open source software. You don't have to get the licensed version for that. You simply download it and install on your computer and you can use it. For Open Office, one JRE file is also required, which you have to download, and then your Open Office will work perfectly. Instead of OpenOffice, you can also go for LibreOffice. Both are similar open source softwares. Okay, I'm having Access, and your book also it is given with Access. So going to teach you with Access how it can be done. In this software means this operating system is Windows 10. So in this we'll type in the search box Access, and we'll get it on the screen here. As you can see, Access is shown. Click on that. The moment you will click, it will ask you, do you want to open an existing database or you want to make a new database? Since we are going to make a new database, I'll choose blank database. And when this I'll choose, it will ask you for the database name. By default, the databases are named as database 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. Already up to database 5, the names are being stored. That's why it is showing database 6. So click on create. The database will be created now. You can see the first opening screen. It is showing tables. Okay, the basic building blocks of database are tables, queries, reports and forms. Okay, means the basic thing, you need to create tables, and around those tables only all other components or objects of database will be created. So all four objects of the database are tables, queries, forms and reports. Okay, tables store your data in form of rows and columns. Like when you have done in the previous classes, you must have done Excel. There you were storing your data in form of rows and columns. A grid of cells was provided, and there you used to enter the data, some data in columns and some data in rows. Here also the same concept is there, but here we need to create the tables manually, and we will be saving it with different names. There the data was in sheets. Here we will be separating the data into the form of tables. So in the beginning, whenever you are going to start your database, you have to make the tables, then only all other objects can be created. Now how to create the tables? There are two ways to create the tables. First one is design view and second one is data sheet. In data sheet view, you will have no control on the data type, means what type of data the column or your field is going to store. Let me show you a table so that you will get an idea what is the data, how a table stores the data. Okay, so for that I'm opening an existing database like standard. For a standard 8 I had created this one. So here you can see we have tables, queries, forms and reports. So table is the basic building block. Then after that only you can create queries, forms and reports. Use of all these three other objects will be explained and discussed in the next chapters. So today my whole concentration will be on tables, how to create tables, how data is getting saved in tables and what are the different data types, and how to create a primary key for the table will be discussed today. So in the beginning what you have to do, let me show you the concept of table. So here already two tables are created. I will open one of the table out of this, suppose author or book. Any one of these two tables we can open. So this is the table, and here the data is stored in the form of rows and columns. You can see here author code, book code, title, and here if you want some more columns to be added, it can be added here. Okay, this view of table in which it is open, this is the data sheet view where you can directly enter the data. Remember, there are two views of the tables, data sheet view and your design view. In design view, you create the structure of the table, and in data sheet view, you enter the actual data of the table. Okay, and how the table is divided. Here these vertical parts of the table, as you can see, is known as or are known as columns, and the horizontal partitions are known as rows. Okay, every horizontal row will be showing you one record, like this one record, this is another record, this is another record. This way we have about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 records are there in this table. And same way, how many columns? 1, 2, 3. These are the columns, and these column headings are known as fields. These are the fields, like author code is one of the field of the table, and we'll have to tell the database what type of data it is going to store. You can see in author code, we have stored the data as A001, A003, which is a combination of a character and number. So if this type of data you have, then data type will be text, short text. Okay, short text is a type of data which can store your data in alphanumeric values. Whether you are providing characters or numbers or a combination of these two, both will work. But here you cannot perform any calculation on textual data. Okay, next is book code. Book code, as you can see, it is also containing combination of numbers and alphabets. So this is also a short text or textual form of data. Then title is totally text form of data. Okay, so these headings, column headings, are known as attributes or fields, and here only these fields, this data type is decided in design view. So I hope this data sheet view is clear to all of you. Now let's start with the design view of the table. How to create in our new database, I'll be telling you. So for opening the design view, what you can do, when you will double click on the table, it will open in data sheet view. But if you want the design view, for that you can go to view and you can choose the option design view from here. I am showing it on the screen. If you will see, two views of the database are shown, data sheet view and design view. Or another way, you right click on this table name, and from there also you can choose design view. You can see this is the design view where the screen will be divided into three columns. First column, second column and third column. In the first column, all the field names are there. You remember the table when I was showing you the table column headings. So these are the column headings which are known as fields, and every field's data type will have to provide. And we had seen, I had shown you there that all these fields were showing containing the combination of text as well as numbers. That's why the data type is short text. Okay, so this is how the table will be created. I'm showing you how a simple table will be created. For that, this database I'll close, and the blank database which we have created, I'll start with that. So click on file, a new database, and then blank database you will choose from here, and it will show you again this database 7, and then click on create. Now the term, by default the table 1 is created, and this is the data sheet view. If you want to work in this data sheet view, directly you can give the heading, like here I want the data name to be short text. Here if you want, you choose short text and type the field name as, suppose name of the student is there, then another field if you want. See, name is a reserved word, so you have to change it. Okay, like S underscore name I'm giving. You should not give spaces between the names of the fields. So that's why I'm using underscore in between. Then the next field will be provided. First you search the data type and write the, suppose marks is the column. So this way it can be done. Now for entering the data, you can see the star sign. Star sign, if it is there, it means the row is ready to accept the record. So I'll start from here. This in data sheet view, every table will be provided with the ID field automatically, which will work as a primary key for the table. I'll explain afterwards what is primary key. Okay, so in name part, you write the name of the student, suppose Akansha. Then press tab key to go to the next column. Here marks 56. then tab key to do. Can you see the ID has been provided 1? For every field, one unique value will be provided automatically. Once one is allotted, so this way, before every record, since ID is used as a primary key, a new value will be entered. So now the next, you can see this star sign. It means this row is also ready to receive the record. So start from this name. Suppose it is Aruna. So press tab key to go to the next field, 78. Press tab key, you can see number 2. So these fields or these values which are already provided will not be provided again for ID, since it is a unique field for your table. You can understand it in that way, like for your classroom, roll number is the unique key for every child, and if you will see at the school level, to identify every child we have the admission number. Same way, this table, since we hadn't defined a particular field which can be used as a unique key for every child, this table, or you can say access, provides an ID field automatically to the table if you're working there in data sheet view. Another way to work with this is that you just go to table, right click and open it in design view. You will see this, it will ask that table which you are creating, do you want to save it with the name table 1? Any name can be given, suppose table 1 only. Okay, afterwards the name can be changed. ID is the field, data type has been given auto number. So for every unique field which is automatically provided by the access or any database, the data type will be given auto number. It is a data type which gets incremented automatically, and it will be provided every time a unique value will be provided to that particular field. S name, as we had taken short text, marks we had taken short text. So if any other changes you want to make, you can make there. And for going to data sheet view, again go to view and choose the option data sheet view. You will come back to that screen. This is how we created the table in data sheet view or design view. Next is all the options on the MS Access window. This is the toolbar. You must be knowing this toolbar where the name of the database is there. We created it with the name database 7. That's why here it is showing database 7. On the left hand side of the title bar, you will get this toolbar which is known as quick access toolbar. This toolbar contains all the frequently used functions, like you frequently save, you undo an action, you redo an undone action. So all those things are available on the quick access toolbar. Other than that, we have one file menu where this backstage view is shown, like if you want to open any recent file, if you want to create a blank database, or any other option if you want to create, you will get it from there. This shows the backstage view. Then we have different tabs. If you will click on any of the tab, the options on the ribbon will get changed. So we create the things using create tab, where table option you will get table in data sheet view, table in design view, then form, report, query. All those creation part will be available under create tab. Okay, next thing, we have the ribbon. This ribbon can be collapsed also. If you don't want every time it should be visible on the screen, you right click here and you will get the option of collapsing the ribbon. In the previous version of Access, you will get that minimize the ribbon. Both are same, collapse or minimize. Like if you will collapse the ribbon, you will see that the ribbon is hidden, and if you want to take it back, then simply right click again on the tabs and you will get the option of collapse the ribbon. Again it will be there on the screen. So the first data object is tables, which stores the data in rows and columns. Another data object will be query. This query means if you have created the database and you want some data out of the database, means from the table, not all the records, like I stored the name of the student, their phone number and all, and I want to know how many students are there with the name Aditya. So this is the process of filtering the data, taking out the data from a big table or database based on some condition. So this type of function can be performed with the help of query. It will help you to ask the database some questions, and according to question you will get the output. Next is form. Form is basically used, you can say it is the pictorial representation of the fields of the table. In a table, when you enter the data, all the records are shown. In one click only on single page, all the records are shown. But when you will create a form, like when you fill online forms and all, you enter your name alone. Your friend's name column is not there. So when I change this table to form, a form will be created with S name field, marks field, and on every screen only one record will be inserted. Okay, on every form mean screen. Let me show with that previous database which I was telling with this standard 8. Just see, this is author form. If I'll click here, I can enter only one person's record at a time, not all. Then this book table is there. Here entry can be done for a single record, not like table where all the records are shown on a single screen. I hope it's clear to all of you. So I'll close this one, and my database 7 with which I was working will be used. So next is reports. Reports, if you want to take the printout of your data. So summarized version of data can be created with the help of reports. Okay, so in the next chapters we will do all these things. Then creating table, this I told. Data types one by one, let me tell you. When you create a table in design view, you will see all this. Suppose S name, you click on this arrow button, you will see all these data types. Short text, I told that it takes about 255 characters, and if you have more characters, you will go for long text. Then number. Number is that data type where calculations are performed. Numerical data, only numbers are allowed. And if you have bigger data like 1000, means number of digits are increasing, then number alone will not be sufficient. You will have to take large number. You can see the storage capacity. This is long integer, and if you will take large number, then format and everything will be specified according to the capacity of that large number data type. Then we have another data type from here, date and time, which is used for storing the date and time format, like 1st August 1982. So this is neither it is text nor it is number, it is a date format. So you will be using this one. If you want time or seconds, all those things to be added there, then you will go for date time extended. Then we have currency. If you want the currency format, like you want rupees, paisa and all in that format, then you will go for currency. Size of every data type is given in your book. You can see there. Then auto number. Auto number is that field or that data type which is automatically generated, as we had seen for ID field. Then yes or no field. Like you want to avail the bus facility or not. Here answer can be yes or no. So for those type of fields, you will be taking this data type. Then OLE object. OLE is object linking and embedding. If you want to take data from some other software, like in a particular field, I want to fetch data from an Excel sheet, then I'll be taking the data type of that particular field as OLE, and the full form of OLE object is object linking and embedding. Next is hyperlinking. From a particular field, you want to create a link to any other web page or any other document, then you will be taking hyperlink. Then next is attachment. Attachment, if you want to link some image, file or other document, you will be taking attachment. Next is calculated. Calculated, just listen to me carefully and afterwards you read it from book, it will be more clearer. Calculated is that field or that data type where the data from the same table, but some calculations will be done on that particular field, and then the calculated data will be used for that another field. Suppose salary field is there and I want that promoted salary or incremented salary to be salary into 2. So in the same table, some calculation I am performing on a field and the calculated output I am taking as an output of another field. So there the data type will be taken as calculated. Last one is lookup wizard. If you want to take data from some other table in the same database, then you will go for lookup wizard. So these are the databases of this Microsoft Access. Next is how to set the primary key. For that, let's start creating a new table in design view. How we can do that? Go to create, then table, design, and we'll get a new table. Can you see table 1, table 2? So suppose I'm going to take roll number as one of the field, roll number, tab, it will be a short text because on roll number I'm not going to perform any calculation. Next is I want the name. As I told, directly name cannot be used since it is a reserved word. So I'm going to use s underscore name of the student, and this I will take long text. A big name is there. Then marks of the student. On marks, obviously we will be performing some calculation. So let it be a number. Up to this clear? Now in every field a primary key is required. In every table we should always try to provide a primary key so that every record in the table will be clearly uniquely identified. So roll number, if you will see, it will uniquely identify each and every record. So this field can be made the primary key. See, two requirements are there for every field to be primary key. That field should not be duplicated. Like in your class, if roll number 1 is already allotted, roll number 2 is allotted, up to 49 all the numbers have been taken for different students. And if a new student comes, we are not going to provide them the roll number which are already allotted. We'll have to give the next number, that is roll number 50. So any primary key field should be unique and it should not be empty. Is there any student in your class who is not having any roll number? No. So it should not be empty. In computer terminology, this empty term will be used as null. So primary key is a field which should be unique and it cannot be null, blank. So remember, learn these 2 points for primary key. Now question comes, how to make a field primary key? Two ways are there. This area is known as row header and this area is known as column header. So keep your cursor in front of the row or field which you want to make the primary key. I want to make roll number as the primary key. Once you have kept the cursor there, just go to this design tab and there you can see this key icon, primary key. Click on that. You will see a key icon will be placed in front of that particular field. It means this has become the primary key. If you want to remove it, then again click on the same button, it will be removed. Now another way, right click on the row header and you will get the option of primary key. Now the row is created as the primary key of the table. Now how to save it? Simply click on quick access toolbar or use the shortcut key Ctrl+S. It will ask you, do you want to keep the same name table 2, or else if you want to change, you can change the name. I am giving it student and then OK. You will see the student. All these fields tables are open. You can close it one by one. Closed. How many tables are there? Two tables, student and table. If you want to enter data in student table, double click on that. That table will open in your data sheet view. Which view it is? Data sheet view. Now roll number 1 I am entering. Name of the student I am entering, suppose my name only. And then again tab key I will enter the marks. Then tab key go to the and try to enter the same name, roll number again. And go to the next column. Any name I will enter here and go to the moment you will press enter key, it will show you an error because primary key cannot be repeated. So you will have to give some other number instead of 1. So this is how we can create the primary key for a table. So that's all. In this chapter we have completed almost everything. So how many views of a table are there, how to create the database, all those things you must know. Read the chapter once and once you have read, you will understand the thing. This is known as the navigation pane where all the objects of the database are shown. Since we have created only tables, so 2 tables are shown. This is navigation pane. This is the documents tab. If both the tables are opened, then both the table tabs are shown. Like this. This is known as documents tab. Here navigation button is there, like which record you want to go. So this way you can move to another record. Then we have this area is known as the work area where the table will get inserted. And this on every tab, as I told, different groups are there. Like under create tab we have templates group, tables group, queries group, forms group, reports, macros and code. So this is all. One more thing you will note down, that what is the, like in Microsoft Word, every file is given the extension .docx. Same way in Access, every database, as you can see, every database will have the extension .accdb. ACC is Access, DB is database. So I hope you have understood the chapter. If you have access, do practice it there, or else you download OpenOffice Base or LibreOffice Base and practice it there. So for the time being, this much is sufficient. Thank you and have a nice day.